Hey guys, Lawrence Broussard here. How do you cook whole food plant-based? Don't become overwhelmed, especially if you're just starting making these eating changes. And I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years. I'm still learning, and it's an ongoing process, and it's fun. What do I have here? I got some red beans that I cooked. Well, actually, me and my brother cooked, and I'm going to make a bean loaf. Now, to not make it all, make a lot of mess, I'm going to just use this little pan right here. And I got to remember, when I make these videos, metal on metal is really loud. So what I've got here is a wood spatula. And I know from experience, it takes about 2 ladles to 1 cup. So we're going to find out how much red beans we got left over. About 6.5. There we go. We got about 6.5, which that means I need 3.5 cups of oats, because the blend we're going to start with is a 1-to-1 ratio. And this is where I store my oats. This is a very inexpensive water pitcher. Got it at the dollar store. It's made for water or lemonade and things like that, so I just use it for oats. So I need 3.5 cups of oats. There we go. We got 3. It's probably going to be a little bit too much. It's not a problem. And we're going to let this sit overnight. You don't have to, but if you let it sit overnight, everything gets a lot moisture. And then when you bake it, it tastes better. And I was talking about being, really practical, and see, I have a little bit too much oats. I can already tell that I did that, but it's not a problem. All I'm going to do is add a little water to it. And some of it is because the beans are already cold and the gravy's already cold, so it's not thick. I don't know about y'all. I don't want to cook twice, 3 times a day. I don't want to do it. I don't want to eat the same thing every day. One of the things that's really good about this bean loaf, I don't have enough beans to do it this time, but you can bake it, and if you have a freezer, you can cut it in individual meals. You can cut it in family-sized meals. You can put it in the same container. There's so many options you can do, and then you unfreeze it and just reheat it, and you have an instant meal. It's very, very healthy and very, very low cost. And cost is a big deal for me because I like to eat healthy. And eating healthy long term is really inexpensive. I mean, let's face it, when you compare food versus medical problems, eating healthy is very inexpensive. But up front, high quality food has a higher cost. I mean, it just does. And there's things you can do. You can have a garden. You can catch it on sale. You can learn to, like, beans are an excellent food source. And usually, depending on where you live in the world, usually pretty low cost. So I tend to eat a lot of beans. I like them. But they also, one of the things that I'm trying to balance right now is my starch and my vegetables, because I'm carrying a little bit too much body fat. And I know why it is, because I'm eating just a little bit too much starch, but I'm also working out a lot at the gym. It's starting to get warm, so I'll start cycling again a lot, and when I do that, I should burn it off. But it's an ongoing process, and the most important thing about this process is like anything, don't beat yourself up. Hold yourself accountable, but don't beat yourself up. What's the difference? As a matter of fact, I just had this talk with a really good friend of mine, because they're very driven and they get really discouraged when they don't accomplish their goal. This is the difference. When you don't accomplish your goal, when you hold yourself accountable, you go back and look at what happened. Was it a realistic goal? Did I have enough time? Did I have the knowledge? Did I need professional help? You look for the things that kept you from accomplishing that goal, so you can change your behavior to increase the probability of reaching that goal. When you beat yourself up, let's say your goal is to be extremely healthy, eat whole food, plant-based, and you decide one day you were hungry for a pizza, you didn't reach your weight loss goal, and you just beat yourself up for the pizza. Don't do that. Just admit, hey, I had a pizza, I had an unhealthy pizza. It's okay. I did it. If that's not in your goal, if that's not what you're wanting to do, then work with it. Maybe you need to stay away from pizza places. Maybe if you're going to with friends and you know they're going to be eating pizza, you need to eat before you go. Or you need to tell them, hey, look, I'm really changing the way I'm eating. I really appreciate it. I'm like a sucker for pepperoni pizza. Please, if you can, don't order pepperoni. Order something else, but just don't order pepperoni because I'm going to really struggle with that. Or if you have pepperoni there, I'm sorry I can't go because my willpower is not strong enough to say no at this point. See, all those things are holding yourself accountable, but they're in a realistic way. You're not mad at yourself when you don't reach your goal. You're realistic. And you improve faster that way because it technically reprograms your mind. When you beat yourself up, I'm terrible because I did this or I did this, what happens is it really reinforces that destructive pattern to your goal, and you're more likely to do it again. I'm going to put this in the fridge. It's going to sit overnight. We're going to bake it, and we're going to have bean loaf tomorrow. See ya. Well, our red bean loaf has been sitting overnight. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we're like right on that borderline, whether it's a little bit too wet or a little bit too dry, but I think since it's cold, it'll be great. And you got to remember, the red beans have already been pre-cooked. The oats, you really don't even have to cook to eat. So all we have to do is make sure that we have enough moisture, that it's not dry. And if you happen to put your bean loaf a little bit too moist, all you have to do is let it cook a little bit longer without a top, and it'll dry out. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, these wood spoons make a lot better for videos. When I use the regular ones, they really make a lot of noise. You can't scrape like this. It's like the cooking. You learn. Every time you do it, you make a mistake, you learn. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just keep learning, keep growing, keep making everything a little better. Let's see here. Smash this down. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's real close. But I'm going to go ahead and do it this way because I prefer it a little bit drier. And I know my mom, she likes this with barbecue sauce. And that's one of the things that I have to come up with is a healthy barbecue sauce. There we go. Smash that. I'm going to get it where it's the same all the way through. That way it cooks even. Now guys, don't get discouraged when you cook something and if it doesn't come out. Sometimes I cook things and, they're marginal, and sometimes they're incredible. I made a dish that I really like with sweet potatoes the other day, and I tried it a little bit different, trying to make it just a tad healthier, and boy, it was a little healthier, but it was terrible. And so, it's not something I would want to eat on a regular basis, so I'm still playing with it, and once I get it where I want it, then I'll share it with y'all. There we go. Got a little bit of spot right here. I'm sure you can be able to see from the top. It's not quite level. There we go. Some aluminum foil. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. I don't want it to dry out. There we go. All covered, done. Let's put it in the oven and see what we got. This has been about 30 minutes. Go ahead and see. Yeah, it's definitely cooked, but it's not brown. So we'll put it back in the middle and let it brown. It's been about 10 minutes. That looks about right on it to get dry. Normally, I like to cook it just a little bit more. I'm concerned because it's so thin. I should have taken it at 15 minutes, aluminum foil off. That way it would have browned, but it's going to taste great. I know if you notice this little indentation earlier, I grabbed the wrong spatula and grabbed a spoon. There we go. My mom really likes this sugar-free barbecue sauce. That's one of the things you can use. Gives it a really good flavor. Salsa. Simple salsa is amazing. If you mix this with nutritional yeast, it gives you kind of like a cheesy flavor. And I'll show you all that one time. Here, let's find out how it is. A little hot. Let's put it with a little barbecue sauce. There we go. Blow it a little bit. It's good. Definitely not dried out. Came out really good. Matter of fact, it can be cooked a little bit more if you wanted it more dry, but I want it today, I want it a little bit more. Hope y'all enjoy Bean Loaf. If there's anything that you want me to cook for y'all or share in this whole fitness health journey, I'll be happy to do it. Take care, goodbye, and have a good day, and don't forget to subscribe. Lawrence Broussard out.